Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. A real pleasure to speak to you both today. How are you?
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. Doing good. How about yourself?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Maybe we can kick off with a brief intro. Coming into this second season of Loot, where do we find Molly, I guess, on her journey from this wronged tech billionaire divorcee to becoming a full-blown philanthropist?
Yes, well, at the end of season one, she's given kind of a crazy speech at a conference where she's promised to give all her money away. So she's kind of turning over a new leaf, but it's going to take a while to sort of reset her, her priorities and all of that. So she's downsizing, but by downsizing, she means moving into a $75 million house as opposed to a $200 million house. So there's still a long way to go. But yeah, she's trying to get into wellness. She's trying to set her priorities straight. And she's getting closer and closer to the other people at the Wells Foundation, which is her philanthropic organization.
And of course, there's been sort of no shortage of these, if you want to call them, eat the rich satires, from Succession to The Menu, Triangle of Sadness. But kind of diving into Lou and coming into the second season, there's something maybe slightly softer at play rather than sort of a ruthless satire. So although Molly is a bit disconnected from the real world, we have a real affection for her. So what did you want to do with the series, and particularly how did you want to evolve that in this second season?
It's a very good question. Thank you for asking it. I think we felt like the sort of examination of rich people just being absolutely terrible across the board had been done incredibly well, like multiple times. And I think Alan and I are both relatively optimistic people. So we wanted to place this challenge in front of us, which was like, could someone who was in that extreme wealth bubble pull themselves out of it and change for the better? That was a challenge, right? Because I think a lot of people don't like billionaires, and I think only Maya could play this role because she was able to show that, yes, this woman was out of touch, but there is this heart and kindness and soul inside of her that is ready to come out, And so I think that is the journey over the course of the series of this woman kind of, honestly, as simple as just bettering herself, and coming to a better place and becoming a better person through her relationships with these other characters that we introduce, and I think we felt like, oh, we hadn't seen that before. Like, that will be a fun challenge to write towards.
And of course, Maya Rudolph, she really is the beating heart of the show. And I think it's her performance really that manages to sort of land both the humor and the kind of, more sort of feel good elements of the series. What is it like working with her and seeing her, delivering your lines and just nailing it every time?
I mean, we've done 2 shows with her now, and it really is a process of someone. It's really one in a million, because someone who is that funny and is able to deliver the comedy. There are a few people who can do that, but someone who can do that and also deliver the dramatic aspects and provide the sort of empathy that you're talking about in terms of what we feel towards her. I mean, it's very rare. And sometimes we say in the cut, when we're editing the show, it's like, well, if this scene's not working, well, let's see what Maya's doing. We can cut to her reaction, and we always go back to, point of view and how she's feeling. And honestly, like, there's even a joke in the show about her eyes and the expressiveness of them. It's facial acting, it's putting spins on lines, and it's just an overall presence that we ended up writing towards in the show. And there's a warmth and there's sort of an energy that brings people together. So it's all of those elements. And again, you're not often blessed with someone who can deliver all of those things.
And I was thinking, how much fun it must be to write a show like this or work on a show like this, just like coming up with all the scenarios. Even that opening scene when she's doing the tour around the house and just like coming up with all these little moments. Did you have a favorite scene or a favorite moment from this season?
I will say we do a fashion show episode in, I think it's episode 6. And it was one of those episodes where we were like, okay, let's just let Maya like have fun. And she, takes drugs before it and has an absolutely like epic meltdown while walking the runway. And it was just like me watching her be essentially like a comedic genius, right? Like, she can do anything. And I had actually never seen this before. After she finished shooting that day, the extras who were just playing the audience audience like broke into applause for her, right? It's like I had never seen anything like that before, because it's like she is just so good and so talented and so funny that it was like, I'm always just like, thank God I get to be here and watch this, you know? I mean, that's what I feel like. You know?
Yeah, that episode was a highlight for me. I also enjoyed the episode with Benjamin Bratt where she kind of falls for him. That was the meditation retreat. And I also have a soft spot for the finale, which we were just able to shoot not that long ago, because I got to direct that episode and there's a Stanley Kubrick homage in it. So I thought I really enjoyed that, which is like not what people are expecting in a light half-hour comedy, I don't think. So I enjoyed that.
Amazing. Well, I'm out of time, unfortunately, but thank you so much for sharing all that with me, and can't wait for people to dive into Loot Season 2. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.